Imagine the majestic white wall of Antarctica, behind which lies a mystery that could change our view of the planet's history. Today you will learn what was once known only to a select few, the shocking discoveries that scientists have made in the ice of the coldest continent. These secrets, long hidden from the public, could change everything we know about our world. Be careful, because these stories, revealed through amazing photographs, will send chills down your spine from wonder and disbelief. Antarctica is the southernmost continent on Earth, discovered by Russian explorers in 1820. This land, covered by a thick layer of ice, holds many secrets. Here, for over 2 million years, no precipitation has fallen. However, Antarctica contains over 80% of the world's fresh water supplies. One of the unique features hidden beneath the icy crust is Lake Vostok. Discovered, it spans 160,1458 feet, over 3,937 feet deep. The lake is hidden beneath a glacier 11,886 feet thick, max depth over 3,937 feet. The lake is hidden beneath a glacier that is 11,800.5 feet thick. At the surface, the temperature drops to -130 degrees Fahrenheit, and although there is no light and the pressure is high, researchers still found living organisms there. These bacteria have evolved in isolation from other species, so they are completely different from known microorganisms. However, Vostok is just one of many similar lakes in Antarctica, with the total number possibly exceeding 400. There are areas in Antarctica where the surface of the land is not covered by bodies of water. One such place is the Bentley Trench, located in the Marie Byrd Land. This trench likely formed as a result of tectonic processes and reaches a depth of 8,333 feet below sea level. Despite its significant depth, it is filled with snow. The continent of Antarctica is divided into two parts, West Antarctica and East Antarctica. The ice sheets of East Antarctica are significantly thicker, with heights ranging from 10,000 to 13,000 feet. In contrast, the thickness of the ice in West Antarctica is noticeably less, around 3,600 feet. This difference is related to the fact that beneath the eastern ice lies the remnants of the ancient supercontinent Gondwana, which included modern continents such as Africa, South America, India, Australia, and Antarctica itself. When Gondwana was torn apart by tectonic activity, part of the Antarctic continent ended up near the South Pole, and its ancient landscapes became buried under layers of ice. These ancient geological structures are called cratons, stable rock cores of continents, whose ages can range from 100 to 500 million years. Since the early 20th century, when the first explorers set out to conquer the South Pole, reports of oddities and anomalies in these areas began to emerge. One striking example was Robert Falcon Scott's expedition, which reached the South Magnetic Pole on January 18, 1912. This January 1912, during their journey, the team lost only one member, but the return proved fatal for the entire group. The official version states that the cause of the participants' deaths was the extreme weather conditions of Antarctica. However, records found later indicate that the expedition members faced not only natural difficulties but also mysterious phenomena, such as enigmatic glowing orbs that seemingly destroyed them one by one. In the late 1950s, an expedition to the South Pole that set out from the Mirny station ended in tragedy. Out of 6 participants, only 2 returned, and only one of them, Yuri Korshunov, retained his clarity of mind. Later, he described what happened, claiming that the group was attacked by a huge glowing sphere with a diameter of 50 to 65 feet. According to Korshunov, this object changed its color and shape, sometimes resembling a sausage with something like a hole that it could move. Under the influence of this creature, the snow melted instantly, and people suffered severe burns, their clothing turning into tattered rags. Another incident occurred in 1966. The U.S. expedition, which started from Midway Station, returned without losses among the 17 participants. However, later half of them ended up in psychiatric hospitals. All reports and records of this expedition were immediately classified. Researchers repeatedly encountered mystical phenomena in Antarctica, huge glowing spheres and figures, whose appearance was accompanied by magnetic anomalies and melting snow, posed a deadly threat to many expedition participants in the area of the South Magnetic Pole. This mysterious phenomenon was named in 1966 by American physicist Roy Christopher, who dubbed it plasma dinosaurs. He believed that these objects were living beings made up of plasma clumps. Russian scientists also acknowledge the existence of such an anomaly but interpret it differently. They believe that it is a psychophysical energy cluster capable of causing hallucinations and inflicting harm on people with powerful electric discharges. Additionally, some specialists suggest that such formations may have emerged long before organic life appeared on Earth. The 1912 expedition to Antarctica, led by the famous British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, ended in tragedy in 1913. It turned out that only one participant was able to return home alive, bringing with him rare photo archives that may contain information about the legendary ice wall, one of Antarctica's mysteries. According to legends, this wall crosses the entire icy continent. Most of the photographs taken by Scott's team are still kept in closed British archives. However, in recent years, a small collection of photographs, allegedly capturing another civilization beyond the ice wall, has leaked online. In December 2022, on the platform BitChute, which is banned in Russia, new images attributed to Robert Scott and dated to the period of 1912 to 1913 appeared. These frames show the landscape beyond the ice barrier. After crossing the zone of extremely low temperatures, a warm southern region opens up with gradually disappearing ice, the emergence of vegetation, including forests, and finally, a rocky shore leading to an unknown ocean. There, along the shore, various artifacts, ruins of ancient temples, and statues depicting people and mysterious beings are scattered. Many wonder why the participants of polar expeditions had to endure such severe trials, eating frozen food, traveling on skis, and suffering from frostbite, knowing that the chances of survival were extremely low. No treasure hunter or Spanish conquistador took such risks, despite their bravery and readiness for adventure. It is officially believed that Robert Scott died on the return journey to the ship Terra Nova, which brought him to Antarctica. However, unofficial studies from the late 20th century suggest that the famous explorer may have been murdered. It turned out that all the rest points on the return route were empty. Supplies of food, fuel, and equipment had disappeared, leading to the expedition's demise. Some suggest that the supplies may have been destroyed by some predators chasing aliens, but the main suspicion falls on the captain of the ship Terra Nova. Perhaps Robert Scott learned too much and didn't want to keep this information secret. Thus, he may have been silenced forever. There is a map created in ancient times by Admiral Pierre Rees, which astounds with its accuracy in depicting the coasts and terrain of Antarctica, as if it were made using satellites with infrared sensors capable of seeing through the ice. All of this suggests that Antarctica is a huge artificial refrigerator created to block the passage to other worlds, and this truth about us is being carefully hidden. Perhaps Antarctica is just a part of another white wall. However, research about it is under strict control and censorship. All serious information about the white wall is either ridiculed or mysteriously disappears from archives and the internet. This mysterious object, stretching along the 180th meridian at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, has been erased from navigation maps and services. Nevertheless, experienced sailors and submariners are aware of its existence, but avoid discussing the topic. It seems that someone is deliberately trying to hide information about this structure. This mysterious object, dubbed the Great White Wall, stretches from Antarctica to the Arctic along the ocean floor in 2020. The length of the wall is about 12,500 miles. Its width ranges from 3,000 to 13,000 feet, and its height reaches 19,500 feet at various points. The structure of the wall is diverse. In some places, supporting columns and buttresses are visible, while in other areas, there are structures resembling gates or locks. Next to it are pyramid-like formations, clearly of artificial origin, as well as areas covered with silt and sand. In certain parts of the wall, there are signs of damage that create the impression of a metal or other rod inside it. Notably, scientific literature sometimes publishes articles about ancient architectural objects in this region that may have belonged to long-lost civilizations. However, the existence of the Great White Wall remains shrouded in mystery by official science. The hypothesis of its existence was first proposed by scientists studying square icebergs in the Ross Sea off the coast of Antarctica. During their research, they stumbled upon a mysterious object resembling a massive wall. To better understand the issue of the Great Underwater Wall, let's turn to history. In 1884, the international community established the Greenwich Meridian as the prime meridian. The name meridian was given in honor of the Greenwich Observatory in London, from where world time is measured. Among the scientists involved in the discussion of the prime meridian selection was the Canadian Scot Sir Sandford Fleming. There were rumors that he was a member of one of the Masonic lodges and held a significant position within it. Fleming proposed to establish the prime meridian along the underwater wall. Thus, the measurement of time would start from the 180th meridian. It is interesting to note that this meridian is the mirror opposite of the Greenwich meridian and divides the world into today and tomorrow. However, Fleming's proposal was rejected in favor of Greenwich. Perhaps this decision helped avoid excessive transparency. Starting in 2010, photos and videos of the mysterious underwater wall began to appear on the internet, taken by bloggers and enthusiasts using online maps and navigation services to explore the ocean. Scientists and sailors cautiously expressed their thoughts about the existence of this strange giant structure on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Unfortunately, we now have to rely solely on the remaining images and videos, as this mysterious formation was removed from most online maps in 2019. Official studies of this object have also ceased. Initial information about the Great Wall of Earth appeared on Google Maps, and before its removal, company representatives stated that it was just a software error, a result of overlaying ocean floor images. However, if this is true, then why are there still carelessly blurred pyramids, gates, and other unusual structures resembling artificial constructions visible in some areas of Google Maps? As for the height variations, they look as if they were hastily painted over. Now, almost the entire length of the wall has been replaced by a blurred underwater landscape, and Google programmers no longer comment on this object. I should note that the first mentions of the giant underwater structure emerged long before the internet. There is a prophecy about the White King and the Great Underwater Wall, recorded in the book of the prophet Zechariah. It speaks of a certain White King, Zerubbabel, who will one day show the world this wall. It is believed that it will become the cornerstone, freeing humanity from the chains of lies and revealing to people the true essence of existence. In 2024, traces of the mysterious wall can be seen in the Fiji archipelago. Maps show that it crosses the island of Tavuni. Experienced divers have long sought to explore this structure in the area, but diving is only allowed in one spot, where a picturesque coral reef is located. Let me share an interesting fact with you. Divers who stray off course are met by an armed patrol without identification, strongly advising them to stick to the tourist route. What? If a diver accidentally finds themselves in a restricted area with a photo or video camera, their equipment is confiscated and all materials are deleted under the pretext of protecting nature. It's worth mentioning that north of the Fiji archipelago lies the island of Rabi, a significant portion of which is covered by seemingly specially treated clouds. Online, you can find information that secret research on the Great White Wall has been ongoing in this region for a long time, and the islands have been leased to a powerful corporation for decades to come. Perhaps this is possibly the same organization that is involved in secret excavations in Antarctica. Official science approaches the topic of the existence of a giant white wall in the Pacific Ocean with great caution. Interestingly, old scientific publications can still be found in internet archives that indirectly mention a colossal underwater structure stretching from one pole to the other on the ocean floor. For example, a series of articles dedicated to Antarctica was published a few years ago in the international journal Nature Geoscience, where researchers analyze and detail the phenomenon of perfectly square or rectangular icebergs in the Ross Sea. This is precisely where that enormous wall of Earth was recently marked on maps. It is truly astonishing that in these studies, scientists openly point to the existence of a gigantic underwater stone structure, which they believe influences the formation of square icebergs. Moreover, these publications note an intriguing fact. According to the scientists' data, this wall penetrates deep beneath the surface of Antarctica and effectively divides it almost in half. One half of the icy continent is characterized by a monolithic relief, while the other has a volcanic origin. What could this mean? Is it that Antarctica is divided into two regions that are completely different in natural composition? Or is the underwater wall part of Antarctica's icy barrier? How many more secrets does Antarctica hide, and will scientists be able to unravel them all? The answer to this question remains open. The mysterious continent continues to keep its secrets, promising new discoveries in the future. As for me, friends, I have no secrets, but I do have a very interesting offer. You have a unique opportunity to become part of our team. If you have video editing skills, can voice videos in Russian, English, and other languages, or write interesting scripts, we would be happy to work with you. Message our Telegram bot. The link is in the description. That's all for today. Good luck to everyone and see you next time.